Amy.
And Andrea.
And we just want to talk a little bit about our experience as single moms and the journey that we have both been on different lengths of time, but we really have bonded a lot over just being single moms together. What that's like.
A lot.
Yeah.
So would you like to start?
Yeah. So I would say I never saw myself as a single mom, but that might be a lie. I left a pretty tumultuous relationship, and it was tumultuous from the jump. We got together really young, and it was just a little bit of a recipe of disaster. And I won't go into too much detail about that, but stepping out as a single mom for me might be a little bit different than some people's journeys. I've been super empowered. It feels good for me to step into this role and be able to make my own decisions because I was very controlled in my relationship that I've left.
Right. And same with me. I do want to touch on a few things. Single moms is not something that I would wish on anybody, for one. I do believe in powerful marriages. In this day and time, it seems like either the woman or the man are dropping the ball constantly. And you're seeing...
Accurate.
Yeah, you're seeing very few...
Imbalanced.
Men and women like sharpening each other, staying fit for each other, dating each other, continuing to date each other as they age and as their kids get older. And we're forgetting what love and commitment is all about. And so you start growing apart, and sometimes abuse comes in, neglect, other people come into the marriage, and things just fall apart really fast. And so here we are. We have a massive story. Our stories are similar in ways and very different in ways. But Amy's single mom of 3, and I'm a single mom of 4. And when we talk about empowering, what we're talking about is when you are left holding the bag and you've got young faces looking at you, and you've got a home to take care of, and you've got yourself to take care of. Nobody's going to pick up and save you.
That's right.
And so
it's empowering though.
It is.
To step up and be that for yourself. For me, it's been extremely empowering. And I think that it's just realizing that we're capable and we can do it. And to your point and what you were sharing earlier, it's like I found myself in a relationship that, my financial needs were provided for, but that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And so I just really struggled. I felt really neglected, and I always wanted to make it work and make the most of it and, maintained my house and my kids and all the things. But inside I was dying in a lot of ways. And so stepping into this now too, for me, it is different for me than it is you. I've got 2 almost grown children now. 19, 18, and then I've got an 11-year-old.
She doesn't look it, does she?
Well, I started pretty young. Yeah, so.
But you've done so well. And I mean, Amy, I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. But we have found each other this year, and it's been an amazing month. How long have we known each other? A month? A little over?
No way, not a month. We met in...
maybe a couple weeks. It was right before Christmas.
No, didn't we meet? Oh, was it November?
Maybe so. Time's
Oh
flying by.
my gosh.
So a couple months.
That is nuts. I feel like I've known you forever.
I know. Sisterhood.
Yeah.
But we found like minds, and we're striving to take care of ourselves. We believe as you get older and life hits, we don't want to cower and collapse in a corner and wait for somebody to save us. So we're owning our bodies. We're owning what we eat, what we read, what we listen to, how we talk to each other, who we let into our circle. And we're keeping things positive and empowering. And, when we're having a bad day, if I'm having a bad day, I can call Amy and vice versa. And we empower each other.
I think that's the thing too, is having a super strong community and having other people that you want to align your energy with, because that's one thing you have to, especially as a single parent or really anyone, okay? You do need to guard your energy. And you need to make sure that the standard that you set for yourself, especially embarking on, you know, being newly single, people like to start swarming a little bit and they want what you have. And so you really have to know who you are. Yeah. And the whole point, hopefully, and I know it is for you and I, is to create a better life than the one that we left behind. And so that requires boundaries, that requires standards, that requires a little hard work. It also requires like letting go and having fun. I just think that's so important. Yes. I feel like, you know, I'm pretty transparent about feeling like I was drowning in a lot of duty. Mm-hmm. But no, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Obviously, we're responsible and it's important to show up and take care of our responsibilities. But I think it's really, really essential that we carve out time to be a person and an individual and not just a mom.
And that can be tricky because your kids are watching you too. And I don't know about you, we haven't actually talked about this, but
let's see.
So after my divorce, I was full-time in school and I was working full-time also. So I was full-time working as a nurse in ICUs, and then I was in nurse practitioner school, and I moved and I had the 4 boys. And so therefore, a long stretch of time, about 2 years, I did not allow myself to venture outside of my home or work with girlfriends, friendships, or for anything for myself. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden the light bulb came on. It's like, nobody's going to save me.
Yeah.
And it took a push from my mom to say, Andrea, step out, start making friendships, go do things.
Right.
And the kids questioned it at first because they were so used to having me at home.
Yeah.
But as they have seen me go out and I'm coming back in one piece and I'm coming back sober and I'm introducing them to these amazing dynamic women in my life that have a strong faith, they're keeping themselves together. I'm a mom of all boys.
Right.
And so as they have seen these women that have come into my life, they're like, wow. These are powerful women. They're faithful women. Mm-hmm. They've got opinions. They're strong. Mom's coming back to us whole.
Yeah.
She seems happier.
Right. We need community, guys. Yes. Like, that's essential.
It is so essential. And I didn't realize that, how important that was until like this past year. And it's just been woman after woman coming into my life. And I've got this amazing group. And awesome. Amy is the most recent. And it's just been like this long lost sister.
Right. We just clicked.
Yes. And so it's very important to have women, strong women, or if you're a man going through this, or just life. Men need men and women need women to sharpen each other. And we all need each other. But sisterhood is so important.
It totally is. It totally is. And so like one of the things that I want to share too is how do we balance being moms and then also like carving out that time. You know, we're responsible for their schedules and their well-being, all the things. But then how do we carve out time to take care of ourselves and make time for working out and cultivating these friendships?
Well, one thing I did was I turned to save money. We quit going to a gym. And for like 3 Christmases straight, I turned my entire garage into a gym. I can't park my car in the garage.
No, that's amazing though. But, like I love that because my garage is also a gym.
Yeah. So we have all of it. We just buy the workout equipment that we like.
Yeah.
And then you can get free apps. And you can.
So you make it all accessible. Like people or everyone in the family can, there's no excuse. Everyone can be fit and fierce.
Yes.
Because it's all right there in the garage.
Yes. And then I ask the kids, what part of your body do you want to work out? What do you need? And then we get that each Christmas. So
fun.
Yeah, so we just add things. And then the floor of our garage is a wrestling mat. Remember, I have all boys. So it's a big old wrestling mat. And so they train with all different types of martial arts and wrestling.
That's so cool.
They bring their friends over. So my kids don't go venture out.
And your boys are fit.
My boys are.
They are super fit. They're really good looking and they're really fit.
They're really fit.
Yeah.
But that started, they've always been fit, but they are like to the next level.
Right.
Because they wake up
and
they
go
barefoot into
the garage.
That. And then I get to partake.
Well, how do you carve out? Because your schedule is so busy.
My schedule's all over the place.
Yeah.
But I have a Rogue bike And so I'll get on the bike between cooking. So it sits, it's not the prettiest thing in my kitchen dining room, but I have a road bike there. So I'll be cooking and I set timers and I'll go get on the bike. Mm-hmm. And then I have a yoga mat downstairs and a yoga mat upstairs. And so if we're watching a movie, I can do yoga right there with everybody.
Yeah.
Or I'll do yoga before I go to bed. And it's just a great way to kind of breathe and decompress.
Yeah, I love like whenever I move my body and I'm stretching, it's such a zen feeling.
Yes.
So it's like it energizes you, but then it also chills you out, kind of.
Yes.
It's like this beautiful balance of both. Yeah.
So that's a biggie.
Yeah, and we can't afford not to carve out time to be active too. Mm-hmm. Like especially, you know, if you're on a journey as a single mom and whatnot, like it's so important that you start making yourself a priority, because I know so many moms get lost in their roles as a mom, and it's easy to do, especially when they're little.
Oh, yeah.
So it's so important. It's not selfish. It's good for our kids to see us stepping into our own identity and taking care of ourselves. We're setting an example for them.
That's right.
So it's so important.
And then taking your kids with you.
Yeah.
So Amy invited me to this boot camp.
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
We love our boot camp, guys.
So we'll have to introduce you to Hector. Mm-hmm. And so Hector provides 2 days of boot camp each week, and you can just come rain or shine. So we've done it in the snow.
Yeah.
And you warm up.
Yeah, you do.
But boot camp, so you can find so many different things to do. Like you can take your kids with you. Mm-hmm. Take your kids on walks. If your kids are small, wear them on your back, wear them on your front, use the stroller, just get out and move.
Right.
Get out in the sunshine. Rain feels great. Running in the rain is awesome. I probably would not run if it's thundering, but the kids and I, we've loved going out. A lot of times we'll race each other at night. Mm-hmm. So we've got a couple hills and we'll see who can get to the top first. I would like to say I win.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure she wins. She slays all day, every day. We all know this.
No, but you can play games, so you can make working out fun.
Well, it is fun.
It is so fun.
It's so fun. And that's what I love about a group situation too. Being able to be in a group of other people and feeding off of their energy, it just keeps it so fresh. And then you kind of push yourself a little bit more. It's a win-win-win, I would say. So that's awesome.
Okay, so how do you keep yourself motivated? So you can have this burst of energy when you're first starting something, but then oftentimes you'll hit this plateau and you're just tired or you want something different. How do you keep going?
You know, for me, it's a decision. I don't wait for motivation. I made a decision, I made a commitment to myself, and I'm following through on my commitment to myself. And I think that's really essential, really with anything that we decide to do in life. We don't always feel like doing the thing, but what sets us apart and what can make us really walk in excellence is no matter how you feel, you show up and you follow through on your commitment to yourself. And then you start to build trust with yourself too. Because I feel like, you know, if you say, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and then you're like, oh, I don't feel like it, so you don't.
So much easier.
You're setting a negative cycle with your own self. And then that can even spill out into your relationships. So that's how I approach it. I make a decision and I follow through, whether I feel like it or not.
I love that.
Yeah.
So stay faithful to yourself.
Yes. That's what it's all about. You have to be authentic and you have to stay faithful to yourself throughout the whole process.
And it gets easier as you say yes to yourself.
Exactly.
And as you have a routine.
And I think that's the key, is that your body wants whatever you give it or don't give it. Mm-hmm. Like if we're feeding ourselves, you know, junk TV, we're staying on a negative emotional plane. Our bodies are used to that and they're conditioned to that, and then they want more of it. Yeah. Whereas if we make that decision to make that positive switch, we will train ourselves to start wanting the healthier things. But it's that decision, you know?
It's always hard to start.
Yeah.
And if you fall off the bandwagon, it's hard to get back on.
Just get right back on.
But don't even let yourself think about it.
Yeah.
Just say yes. Go for it. Mm-hmm. Say yes for you. Because remember, you only have one life. I say that a lot. I only have one life, and I want my life to matter. I want my decisions to matter, and I want to be known for not giving up.
Well, you are known for that. You inspire me on a daily basis. You're amazing. You're amazing. Totally amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you feel down? when you have a bad day? We all have bad days. How do you get your mindset out of the gutter?
I'm really intentional about journaling and affirmations. So, you know, but also being honest. And it's not like we have to deny that we have a negative emotion or that we're processing heartbreak or hurt or whatnot. But I do think it's important to reframe it and move through it and not just stay there and wallow in it, because it won't benefit us to do that. And so I think it's essential that, you know, we just find ways to, but at the same time, I've had a few days through this divorce process where I just needed to stay in bed. And I did. You know, sometimes we just need those days, right? Do you ever feel like that?
Oh, yeah. But there's times mourning is good. And there's times you just need to mourn. And so
totally.
I was married for 17 years.
I was married for 20.
Okay. So 17 years and 20. I've been divorced for 4 years. And it's been quite a ride. But one of the things I wanted to do over this time period, and I have done, is I wanted to find my confidence again.
Yes. Find
out who I was and what were my dreams as a child. And I didn't want to take an easy route. I wanted to hold my standards extremely high for myself, for anybody that may come into my life in the future. And yeah, keeping my standards high, keeping really good women around me, and allowing myself to dream.
See, that's my favorite topic.
Yes.
I think that's where a big shift can take place, is when we're transcending the tasks of being single moms. We're transcending the process or the pain of moving through a divorce and whatnot. It's when we lay hold of something in the future that makes us excited, that sparks some creativity, that starts to make our wheels turn. I just feel like that's really what can fuel a successful transition into being a single parent.
Right.
Or anything, for that matter.
And going through bumps and bruises through life, such as divorce, does not mean that you're a failure and that life is ending or you've been labeled. And so anytime we fall on our knees or something's taken or something doesn't seem just or right, I believe it's a time to reset and to remember who you are and why you're here and what your dreams are and what you're passionate about.
Right.
And to kind of reset your mindset and your heart. And just remember that there's nobody like you and you're so stinking special. And do not allow labels to stick. Have you ever read the book, The Womix?
I feel like I have. I think you and I talked about that.
Yes, great book if you haven't read.
Yeah, it's a good one.
The Womix. But just talking about as we go through life, not letting things stick to us, just remembering who you are and allowing yourself to dream and to give life.
Yeah.
Your 100% all. And so setbacks, I think, are resets.
I think so too.
So, yeah, it's not a crutch. It's just a reset.
Right. And I think that we need to shed this idea that if something ends, let's say you get fired from a job or a relationship ends or a friendship ends, or, you know, if a door closes, like what you're saying, it doesn't mean anything's a failure. I mean, that's a natural progression and a natural part of life. I feel like beginnings and endings are natural. And I think we do ourselves a really huge disservice by feeling like if anything ends, it's a failure, because guys, endings are a part of the process. All of us will go through the death process. That is a guarantee of being human.
In one way or
the other. That's not a failure. That's a part of the process. And so, you know, even nature goes through different seasons and change. Change is inevitable. And so I think it's important to be in almost like a flow state when it comes to change. Because when we fight and we resist change, we make the experience much harder, much more brutal than if we just flow with the change, of course, you know, and we embrace it and we make the most of it and we stay childlike about it.
I love that.
Me too.
Yeah, staying childlike, remembering to laugh and to have fun And yeah, I'm just thankful each day. I work in the hospital setting, and so I've seen so much life and death.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah, like literally. And you don't know what tomorrow holds. And so as life hits, it hits us all in so many different ways. And we have really big stories from just childhood and on. We're just talking this evening about being single moms. And we're just touching a little bit on that. But life hits. And, we're still alive. And we can still do things for ourselves. There's so much to be thankful for. We've got food in the fridge. We're able to make a podcast. We're able to do for ourselves. And there's so many that can't. And so we have so many just simple gifts that it can be easy to take for granted, especially when we're on the spiral down emotionally at times. But just remembering the small things to be grateful for. We're moms. Some people can't be moms. And we've got 7 kids between us, and they're dynamic. Yeah. They're phenomenal.
They're individuals and strong and amazing people.
Mm-hmm. And they love us. And so I feel like
we're so lucky.
We're so lucky. We've been amazing moms. Mm-hmm. And this friendship has been awesome because we push each other no matter what bumps we're hitting. Life is beautiful. And so many facets are moving all around us. And there's such a bigger picture than what's going on just right now.
Always.
And what you see.
Yeah.
And so remembering that there's always hope. There's always sunshine somewhere.
Totally. Yeah. So embrace the journey and give yourself grace and make it a point to fixate and focus on the positives. Because the more that we look for them, the more that we'll find them. Same is true with the negatives.
Yeah.
We have to be intentional about our mindset. And
because as we thinketh, so we are.
That's right.
And so whatever you're focused on, just like when you're walking, whatever you're looking at, you're going to walk towards. And so whatever you're focused on, your emotions are going to line up to it.
Energy flows where your attention goes.
Absolutely.
So this is something that I've had to calibrate myself with during my divorce process as well, is when I'm dealing with something that is not fun and it's not pleasant and I don't like it, I can look at it, but I don't have to dwell on it. I can take a walk outside. I can step back from the situation and just take a deep breath and choose to align my energy with something that brings me more joy, because worrying over a situation is not going to help the situation. It's not going to change the situation.
Right.
So why not reach for a better feeling thought, a better feeling, so that we can kind of almost parent ourselves through that new process, and
I like that.
Yeah, and be easy with ourselves. It's okay.
Grace. We all need grace, and we need to have grace for ourselves.
Totally. Yeah, I love that.
Me too.
Well, thank you guys for coming on this cute little journey with us. We have a lot more to share. We just wanted to, share our hearts a little bit and a little glimpse of our journey as single moms. So
it's empowering.
It is.
We're
it can
learning. Be. It can be. So
learning, growing, expanding.
Absolutely.
All the beautiful things.
All right, bye.